Good morning, America. Here's Mario Bellavance, and I love so much my speech on July 4th that I didn't want to wait until a year to do another one. So here is my new webinar a week after the first one. And let's go to the main point. I will talk about training, I will talk about risk, and also about global warming. So, first, let's talk about training. Training is the most neglect point in the program because many people they just talk about risk management, but they don't think that the people who have to apply it have to be teach the proper way. Because if they don't have the mindset, they won't apply it the way it should be. So to prevent Legionnaires disease, training is more important. Just look at another aspect of the economy. In the construction industry, we know that the people, the worker, they have the training on health and safety. And it's a first obligation that the people, before getting on the field, because even if you are in the petroleum industry, then I used to experience it myself. Before getting in the plant, we need a 3 hour program because this with high risk, and they don't want the people because they are ignorant or they don't know the to prevent an accident that something happened to their industry and to the life of the people, because this is the point. So training is well understood in the construction in many fields, but within the building management, for the people who manage the cooling tower, they should have the training uh, the way it should be. Because if they don't, they will won't be able to play their role the way it should be. So first it is because they can be like very good for repairing, for diagnostic the equipment and make sure that the equipment is reliable and the building has the cooling. But that's not enough. When you have a cooling tower, you have to make sure that this cooling tower is managed a way that it's at a low risk to transmit Legionnaires disease. So think about training, and I have the tool for you. Uh, let's see my latest book in French, Mieux vaut prévenir que guérir, Maladie du Légionnaire. This book is written in French. I launched it on June 24th. And if someone want to help me translate it in English, I will be more than happy to collaborate with them because this is the way through transmitting the knowledge that we will prevent Legionnaires disease. And I have this book, which is very good also. You can find it on Amazon. For Safer Cities, Shift the Paradigm. It means that you have to change your mindset. You don't just have to do the maintenance or do the water treatment. You need a risk management program. You need to evaluate where the risk is and do the procedure that you have to do to prevent that disease. So these two books are really good. And then I have another point, which is risk, because we are always talking about risk management, but what it is a risk? Risk, it's evaluated through two factors. First, it's about the frequency that an event happen. So an event with a high frequency means that you have to think about it much more than someone a low level frequency. But you have to think also about the consequences, because even an event with a low frequency but which the consequences are high, then you have to think about a risk management because consequences are huge. And this is the way when we are evaluating a cooling tower, it's not about the frequency, but it's about the huge consequences because when someone die and lose his life or her life, you cannot bring them to life. And this is why we have to prevent. This is the title of my book, better to prevent than to cure. And this is it. So the risk is it. So I did a risk management analysis for that building right here. And an owner of the condo unit uh, replied me that I was doing a scaring tactic. This is just something that comes from an ignorant mind. Because, when you have something like a cooling tower, we can transmit Legionnaires disease. This is a real danger. This is a real uh, point that you have to think about, and not to think about it, then the consequences could happen because of the ignorance. So this is not a scary tactic. This is just a realistic tactic for an engineer to take care of the people. And let me tell you that what is my relation with you, my customer, according to that disease? Yes, I want a real fine and good relationship with you, but this relationship can only be managed within the framework of preventing Legionnaires' disease. So my loyalty is for the victim first, because what I'm teaching you is as the owner, as the operator and the manager, I don't want you to have consequences that the life of the people will be the consequence. So let me tell you, that is the real point about it. And let have this experience about the mountain outbreak recently in 2019. And there, the people say, oh, we didn't know. So it means that they have to be teach and to be teach properly. And I have the webinar, we teach the right thing, and I teach it the right way to do it. And there's no reason not to have it. You like what I'm saying? Just inscribe you, and you will have my coordinate, the way you can connect with me, and you just ask for it. And this is the point. And third, global warming bring on the table about the cooling. So for the cooling industry, to my view, they are not in the negation of that point that we are in the global warming, because that is a factor which bring growth to the industry, and no one doesn't want to have a growth. But that growth, if we want that in a sustainable way, we have to protect the life of the people. And this is the point, what I'm doing. So at the moment, I don't see salesmen taking care as much as it should be, because I found someone who said, "Oh, there's no Legionnaires' disease in South America. I don't really know what's going over there." But this is not a statement from a salesman who will decide which part of the world has legionnaires or not. And let me tell you that in Africa, I went quite a few times. One said once time, he was even a doctor uh, in the mechanic, and he said there's no Legionella in Algeria, and we cannot say nothing because this is a microbiologist who can ask and make sure that there's nothing like that. So when I went in Dakar, this year, I met the Pasteur Institute, and they do Legionnaires disease test, Legionella test, and they found Legionella in Africa. So if there is a Legionella in Africa, I don't know how it cannot happen in South America. And even there, I found a Canadian who go on the south, and when she came back, she died from Legionnaires disease. And this is the starting point for me to get in that mission to make sure that this disease is treated properly. So you have the 3 point here that I present to you. I did it in a rapid way. I hope you like that. Just connect with me, tell me which topic you want me to speak on, and I will keep on getting you informed about the main point, and you will learn the things you have to know. So thank you very much, and see you next week.